Hello and good evening. You are back with the IBC class night. Well, those of you who were hoping to have an amazing show tonight, I'm afraid you're stuck with me. This could be good. I don't know. Well, it could be a little sketchy. We have some sad news about this Tuesday night show. Simon, as you all know, is the lifeblood of this show in so many different ways. He has taken on another job that really conflicts with this evening. Because of that, I'm going to adopt this show, a little bit of this show. This is my game plan anyway, and you guys can tell me in the chat whether I'm out of my tree here or whether I'm actually just going to be able to pull this off. What I'd like to do is, until we can get Simon back, and yes, he will come back, and yes, we will have a full-blown IBC show again in the future. And I'm going to get to that in a minute, why I think it's so important that we do these Tuesday night shows. However, let me tell you what I'm thinking with my scheduling here. Thursday night show, as you all know, is an ladder out exit strategy. How to get out of your crypto, possibly even how to get out of real estate, finance, any sort of financial assets in a bear bull market strategy theme, primarily about trusts. But nothing works better with a trust than an IBC. Infinite banking concept. Okay. For me, the two are glove in hand. They make more sense to me than anything else I've learned about finance in my, 45 years of studying finance. I'm going to get into that in a minute. I just want to talk about the show. So anybody who has a question about IBC, join me on Thursday nights. I'll do my best to answer whatever I can tonight, but also in that show, which is going to be at X. And now it's going to be a little, busy, but that's okay. We have all night Thursday. I'll stick around as long as you guys want to watch this stuff. And you and I are gaining knowledge and sharing knowledge together. We can go as long as you need to go on a Thursday night. April will not be here 2 nights from now, Thursday night. She will be the following Thursday. I think we're going to keep it at every other Thursday. The response from that show is unbelievable. Let's get back to the stay with the topic here, Allan. Just for once, could you, please? Once. So next Thursday, this coming Thursday show, in 2 nights, is going to be about 10% IBC, maybe maximum. Or any questions that you might have in the chat, which I see a couple already, that's going to be addressed on Thursday nights until we get Simon back, until we get another IBC full-time show. Okay, we're clear on that. That does not mean that I don't think you guys should be practicing IBC and that you shouldn't be looking into it and you shouldn't be using it as a tool, because I honestly believe the most powerful thing I've learned in finance in my lifetime is infinite banking concept. It's not just the fact that you're using money that somebody else is still paying you the full amount compounding, that you can borrow against that amount and still get the full amount compounded, even though you've borrowed 90% of it out to spend on things, business, other income streams, other avenues, becoming your own bank. And then you get to pay that thing back. All the while, the entire amount's been compounding in interest, just as if you'd never even taken a nickel out. This is big. That's only my favorite part of it. There's 3 other things that I love about it. Elizabeth and I fell in love with IBC. We went all in. Not all in, but we have 2 quite large policies. It's that powerful. It's that important to in particular, anybody under the age of 50. Please, understand what it is, why you use it, and how to use it is so important, guys. This is something that I cannot stress enough. If you're 35 years old and you learn this strategy, you will be a wealthy man. It's like guaranteed. You will be a wealthy person in your lifetime, no matter what your wage, no matter what you earn. I promise you that. It's going to teach you how banks make money off money. Anyway, enough about that. I am not going to do a long show tonight, just because I got a lot going on. I've been driving all day. I just got back from the boat. By the way, I'm hoping to do another show to catch up with Miss Melody Wright. As you all know, things have gotten a little slightly better in Tennessee, but a long ways from being fixed. They have winter coming on. They need clothing. They need anything that you can give them, as far as staying warm, and mittens and gloves and jackets and food. And that the beautiful thing about what I've learned over the last couple of weeks about what they've been up to over there, more than anything else, is she started off, I believe it was 200 people, 200 kids she was feeding. She's up to 800 now. This is a woman who is sharp, intelligent, has an incredible business mind, and she's really put all that aside just to help her community. And she's really tackling feeding people and keeping people warm and going forward. All of her info and her contacts you can find on my page, and you're going to be able to find at the bottom of this video. Please, if it's within your heart to help these people, I'd love to see you do what you can. If you can't, I understand. I get it. Money is tight. These people are about to go through some really tough times in cold weather coming up. So she's going to be back on our show soon to talk about the progress and about still the challenges to come and what she has going on over there in Tennessee. An incredible mind. By the way, she will be coming on this show in putting her real estate cap on, which honestly, I don't know anybody that knows more about finance of any loan or financing of loans, but from the big picture down and foreclosure markets and the true price of all markets nationwide than Melody. She absolutely knows real estate inside and out, guys. I don't know anybody better. I've been a fan of her work and other people that she works with for 2 years. And I've followed everything she's done. And she's a brilliant mind. And I'm so happy that she wants to work with us going forward. We're going to do some real estate shows with her in the future too. Okay, let me look through my show notes here, since I actually took show notes. I have a guest host. I do. I have Shorty tonight. This is Shorty. He's clearly is a calico, and he thinks he runs the place. And I don't know why we named him Shorty. He's kind of tall and lean and lanky, but that's just how names come. Exit strategy is going to be this coming Thursday night's focus. I want you guys to know that. I'm going to focus less on the trust, and I'm going to focus more on, hey, Allan, how do I get out of this thing? Now, I piled up my family fortune and just shoved all the chips into XRP and Bitcoin, and now what do I do with it? What's my game plan? How do I get out of this thing? So I'm going to have like a 10-part, well, I have 9 of them already written, so I'm going to say at least a 10-part series, if you will, because it's going to be many nights of this, but it's the beginning night of what to look for, what to try and understand, that when the market starts telling you this and this and this and this, that means you're at this level of the market. In other words, how do I know when to sell my coins? Well, you'll see it by exhaustion levels. We're going to get into that. That's what I'm going to talk about Thursday night. Tonight's show, I'm going to discuss a few other things, but I did a show yesterday. I filmed it yesterday. And it's coming out tonight to my Patreon members. All right. By the way, if you're a Patreon member, thank you all very much. I love you all. I love all of you, even if you're not a Patreon member. However, if you are a Patreon member, you're going to get this episode tonight, as you do. And Patreon members, for a very small fee, don't have to watch all the commercials, and they can just watch the show. And I give it to them a day early, at least a night before. This show is in particular one of my favorites. I never watch a playback, but it was such a great show. I thought, holy smokes, I really want to listen to what that guy had to say. Who was that guy? Like, every now and then you just get, it just comes to you, and you film something worth watching. So we actually have the cat playing with our screen here. So let's try and get that out of here while we can. Let's see. What did I do? What did the cat do to my screen here? Anyway, you guys can see me, I'm sure. I have a screen over my screen. Doesn't matter. I don't need to see myself. So tonight, Patreon show, big. Okay. You're going to, my show tomorrow morning, it'll come out tomorrow morning on YouTube. Check that show out. And I want you guys to really put your thinking cap on and really go big and really have this event thought process in your mind about where we're all going and what the future of all crypto might be. Okay. Just so you guys get that, I think it's going to be a really big show because it's conceptually something that even Joanna was telling me. Joanna watched it this morning and she's like, wow, Allan, I listened to that thing like 3 times. So yeah. Yeah, that's coming out tonight. Now, let's get back to what's going to happen with Simon and I. Simon and I are going to still do this show. We're still into IBC. Don't sweat the small stuff on that. We are able to work together going forward. But right now, he's taken a job and it pays him really well. And it conflicts with this time frame. He's such a family man. He's such a great guy. His energy, he and I are, he's my younger brother from another, if you know what I mean. Between he and I and my son and a few other people, we don't go too many days without communicating with each other. He's an important person in my life, and I know you all will miss him. He is coming back. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Could be months though, guys. So we're going to push all that into Thursday night. Thursday night's going to be a big show. Every other Thursday will be April. And those who have not seen the April Morris show from last Thursday night, please check that out. I know it got a bunch of views, but it's her presentation. She speaks kind of fast, kind of a fast talker, but she's very much knowledgeable and understands and knows exactly what all of your questions are. I am actually really close to being able to do exactly that. I'm getting the more presentations I hear her do, and we do them together, right? All of the presentations with all of you that we are registering, many of you who have reached out to me and emailed me, I understand. Please understand with me. I don't just call you up and talk to you for 2 minutes. Hi, bye. I'm out. I talk to people for at least a half hour, sometimes an hour, sometimes longer, because I really want to know who you are, what your life is, what you're all about, what your kids are doing, where you're at, where you live in this country, or where you live in the world, or what you're doing with your life. All of that is huge to me. I want to know. I want to know who you are, who's on the other side of the phone. And it's really important that I know, because you guys get to see me all the time. I don't get to meet you. So I really want to meet everybody, and I am going up the list. If you sent an email a week or two ago, I'm getting to you. Trust me, I will get to you all. Now, tonight, I want to go over a couple of things about what I'm experiencing with that. Now, this is a bit more of it's more of a trust issue tonight. It's not even an issue. It's an opportunity. Many of us, almost all of us, think we need to trust tomorrow. Many of you do. I don't know your financial situation, but when I get on the phone with you and we get to talk about this kind of thing, we're not here just to sell you trust. We're here to tell you, do you need one or not? You will need one. I think everybody that has any amount of XRP coins going forward, you're going to need a trust. And I think in particular, this trust is the best for this, in particular for generational wealth. That's what we discuss when I get a hold of you. When you reach out to me, I get back with you on that. That's what we discuss. That's going to be really important for you, because when you understand where we're at in the business cycle of this crypto market that we're currently in, you're all going to know, trust me, you're all going to know how important today is. Today, where the market is today, is bigger than you know. It's far bigger than you know. It's absolutely I can't put it into the thought process that I have right now. When I speak with other people on the other side of banking, all of them are in. All of them know people getting in. All of the top money of the world has already capitulated to the fact that they're getting into crypto. It's no longer like, are we? It's how much is the allocation? When you understand that, I'm talking about old corporate people who are brick and mortar, who don't even understand what crypto is, are investing. All you need to do is look at the whale wallets that is purchasing, I know mostly Bitcoin right now, but the whale wallets around the world are skyrocketing, while the people with small wallets are selling because they're bored, because they don't have patience, and because they don't have the time to wait. Oh, I could really use that 10 grand. I got tied up in XRP. I'm out. I need a down payment. I need this. I need whatever it is. And I get it. I totally get it. I'm on your side on that. You got to take care of you first. You have bills to pay. I get it. Do not sell all your coins. This thing is like no other movement I've ever been in. Nothing like it. The way the little guy got in first, and then the spikes up and then down, spikes up and down, and spikes up and down. And then these long drawn out after the halving, excuse me, it's a market nobody has experienced ever. It is a little bit like Amazon back in the 90s and late 90s, obviously. It's coming out of nowhere, and then the early 2000s, but that's not even a great analogy either. And now institutional and the wealthy people of the planet are getting in. And when you understand what that means to you and I, it's huge. It's everything. It's everything. And anyway, I get sad because when I talk to you guys and I have these meetings with you and I finally get to talk to you, I can hear the disappointment in many of you's voices. And it's like, well, when, Allan? Well, I'm not a young man, and I've been waiting a long time, and I get it. I understand that. So have I. But you've never had an opportunity like this. Never, ever. You've never had what's coming to you like this. I'll get a little inside baseball. April really isn't into crypto. So I've been kind of talking to her a little bit about it. She comes to me last night and says, do you people know it's coming? Her light bulb is going off in a massive way. She sees the liquidity of the other markets coming in. It's huge. It's really big. And I know I talk about that kind of stuff all the time. And then now I'm just talking about crypto. I'm going to really kind of cut this video short. I know it's kind of already been kind of long, and I will get to a couple of your questions here in the chat. But I want you all to know that this coming Thursday night is going to be a very special night for me, because I'm going to talk about everything I just mentioned. I'm going to discuss ways for you to think about where you're at when your exit comes, and the manner in which you can exit. There's 10 different ways that I can think of at the top of my mind, what to look for, how to implement it for you. If you're in this age bracket, that age bracket, this income bracket, those are all going to be discussed this Thursday night. I will be honest with you, I probably won't take a lot of questions, but I will probably at the end of the night kind of try and read through the questions. But I have a presentation for you that I've been wanting to release to you, all of you, in a long time, but I really had to get this Thursday night show rolling so that I can really lay out how I look at exit strategies and how I've learned over the years. And the hardest part to do in investing is get out of a trade. And personally, I'm trying to do everything I can to make sure that all of you don't get in completely out of your trade. And in fact, I would have to say that I would not want to see any of you fully get out of your crypto. Now we'll address that on Thursday night. Okay. Let's see. What else did I have to go in here? I think I covered those. I think that's good. Let me answer a couple of these real quick, just because I know you guys had some questions in here. Yeah, Becky, heaters, blankets. Yeah, you can help somebody cold. How many people have been cold and not be able to warm up in the middle of the night? Remember how bad that night was? Yeah, we really need to help these people out if we can. I know it's weeks ago and everybody, the media doesn't cover it anymore. And it's like, well, their lives are ruined still. I mean, they got a long ways to go. They have years before they're going to be right, let alone just where they're probably never going to be the situation that they once were, but it's going to be a long time for them before they're really, doing well. Yeah, right. Atlantic Living. Yeah. Thanks, man. His fiance is going to watch it just because of the animals involved. Yeah. People love my dogs and cats. I do too. They're the home team around here. They really are great. Check after the show if you're a Patreon member. By the way, you don't have to donate any money to become a Patreon member. That was one of the things I just changed 6 months ago. I said, well, you know what? If you can't afford it, why am I holding it out? I know it's $3 a month or whatever it might be. It's pretty minimal. But if you can't afford $3 a month, I don't blame you. Don't pay it. Join anyway and check it out. Okay. We'll see you over there. Shameless plug again, right? Yeah. Let's see. Steve Gill, you sent me 2 emails, it says. Let's see. Thanks, Becky. I've sent 2 emails to Allan and I'm not. Okay, Steve, depending on how long you sent those, I'm still yet to get to you, brother. Trust me, I'm headed there. You have no idea. Guys, about 2 weeks ago, when I did 3 weeks ago now, I want to say, my very first trust show, I posted that you could get a hold of me. I'm still getting back to those emails. Because, see, I don't just hand it to my secretary somewhere or an AI bot. I call each human being individually, and I talk to who you are and what your life is. Because that's who we are. We're family, right? So I will get to you if you've sent me an email in the last 2-3 weeks, okay? I've been on vacation for a week. And then I've been on the boat working for the last few days, and I drove home. I did a 6-hour drive today, and then I'm doing this show. So I am slammed, guys. Trust me. And I probably got to 10 emails in the last 2 or 3 days. Those of you in here who have been waiting maybe that long. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have? Is XLM also a good option to diversify? I believe is what that is. I don't want to have 100% in XRP. Yes, I would recommend XLM. I don't hold a lot of it. I think a lot of people in this chat do. So I don't want to say anything negative about it. I like it. I think it's a great coin. It has a lot of success. I personally, I think I understand why you don't want to just have XRP. I get that. But look into the other ISO coins too, right? I don't want to give financial advice here, but I like all the ISO coins, as you guys know. I also like the top 10 coins. I mean, literally the Bitcoin. I'm not an Ethereum guy, but I do like Cardano. I do like XRP. I even like Binance coin. I mean, it's up at the top for a good reason. You know, it's run well, it's managed well. So, yeah. But it's almost bigger than that in a lot of ways, guys. This is what a lot of people confuse about crypto. They don't understand that when you're in something like crypto, its social following is huge. Just look at something like Dogecoin or Shiba. Those things have a massive social following. They're not going to fail. It's going to be really tough to convince somebody that Shiba Inu is not going to be a number 10 coin going forward in the future. They've been in it so long and they've made money on it, and they're going to make more money on it. And that's what they're going to do. I've even owned Shiba. I don't think I own any anymore, but I mean, I have in the past. Yeah. Maui the other day. Yeah, slave. Wow. Can you imagine? Hilltop Dale. Thanks. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah. There's some people actually posting that I got a hold of them the last couple of days. I've talked to Zip in here just the last couple of days. I've talked to a few people. What else we got here? Let's see. Is Trust 20 grand to open, and then how much? Okay. It's a good. For Elizabeth and I believe it was $23,000. But we have businesses, okay? So we have more than just us, right? But if it's just you, it's going to be right about around 20K to do this trust. Remember, that's a lot of money, but you'll never do another trust the rest of your life, number one. Number two, your grandkids will never need a trust. They'll use that one that you spent the 20K on, okay? It's written that way. It's built that way. For that reason. It's generational. And if you're single and you're saying, well, I don't need a trust that expensive because, I'm just single. Well, good luck finding one that's good. because trust me, I spent 10 years looking, and there's nothing else out there like it. In particular, if you're international, I have some really good news for Atlantic Living and some other Northern Living. You guys hang in there. Thursday night show, I think you're going to like it. I have a couple little cool concepts. But the following Thursday, we're going to get into detail as to what people from Canada can do as opposed to paying 64% capital gains tax is absurd. And I just can't even imagine why anybody would give Justin Trudeau $64, let alone $640,000 per million. That's absurd. It takes a... Anyway, I was about to say something there I'll probably regret. Anyway, let's not go there. Let's see. What do we got? We've got how much crypto needed to open an Nexus Trust? Okay, this is a good question. Let's go there. First of all, the question is how much crypto is needed to open a Nexus Trust? If you're going to make $100,000 in profit, you need to buy this trust before you cash out $100,000 worth of profit. Now, a simple strategy here, because this is an expensive trust. The beautiful thing, what Nexus has decided to do with a little persuasion from some people in the crypto market, thank God, have said they would accept your crypto in payment. The beauty of that is you're going to trade them straight across for services rendered. So therefore, you're not going to have a taxable event, which is a wonderful thing. So let's say, I don't know, XRP goes to $20. Well, in that case, it's only going to cost you 1,000 XRP for a policy, correct? For a trust. See how that math works? So this is why when I'm talking to most people on the phone and everyone's like, well, I can afford it right now. But it's like, well, no, your XRP hasn't gone up yet. Your crypto hasn't gone up yet. Okay. When you've paid 50 cents and it's now worth $5, you've 10x'd. It's like, wait a minute. Now the trust in which I need to purchase, okay, once was $10,000 or $20,000 is now 10 times cheaper than that. You see the beauty in that? That's right. That's what you're all going to do. So unless you've got a lot of money sitting on the sideline, unless you're talking about selling something big like a business or a corporation or a property or something that's going to incur a lot of capital gains tax, you don't need this trust yet. I mean, unless you want to just purchase it just to get out ahead of the crowd that's going to be, all flooding in the door when the bull market happens. I'm still not recommending you do that because now you have $20,000 worth of XRP sitting there and you're waiting for it to go up. Well, why would you sell that for this trust today? Not a good strategy unless you've got a couple of 100,000 of them and you don't care. You want to get out ahead of everybody and you're willing to spend the coins on it because you actually DCA'd and your DCA number is, 10, 20 cents a coin. And it's now at 55 cents a coin. You're like, I already doubled my money. I'm good to go. I'm going to spend that much money and I'm going to get ahead of it and get this trust going because I am considering selling some other things that would incur a capital gains tax to me. That all makes sense to me. Then I would say, yes, you should go ahead and get this. All right, where are we? Professor's in the house. Becky's in the house. Life with Glee. Love that name, of course. The Slave, Outdoor Boys, brother and I just talked to him for an hour the other day. Catching up on him was great. Yeah. We have a tight community here, people. And I am getting to all you people that have sent me emails and I haven't spoke to you yet. Trust me, I am getting there. Let's see. We paid 66 over 250K profit on an asset, I believe. Yes. Well, I was just talking to somebody the other night. He was telling me 64, but 64 or 66. It's absurd. Either way, it's absurd. My lawyer. What do we have here, guys? My lawyer quoted me 25,000 Canadian, but I still plan on going with Allan's plan. Clark, yes, we have the possibility of doing. I can't make any promises yet, but I'm working on all the Canadian people or all the overseas people to be able to pull this off for you guys. I'm insanely busy. I'm just but one man, and I am doing my best, but I'm doing a lot of research on that for you guys. Bear with me. Thank God we don't have a bull market right now, because it wouldn't happen. It just simply, I couldn't pull it off right now. So DCA, this is another plan. Okay, let's say you're DCA in 100 coins a week or something. I don't know, whatever your number is. Okay. And say to yourself, okay, starting today, I'm going to DCA coins and put them in a separate wallet or a different account or whatever. Okay. By the way, please get off of Coinbase. I don't trust anything they're doing. I talk to people every single day, 4 or 5 people a day, and the horror stories that I hear are not good. Coinbase, out. Get out. Do not deal with those people. You can buy on there and get out. You can sell and get out. That's it. I wouldn't even recommend selling and get out, because anytime the thing's gone up, it never lets you sell. Anyway, when you and I have our exit strategy ready and the bull comes, there's going to be decisions that you need to make. But the first decision you need to make, in my humble opinion, you don't need to make the decision because I'm saying this. You need to make it for yourself and your family and the generational wealth that you're about to create. DCAing today, 100 coins a week or 100 coins a month or whatever it is, in a separate wallet. And you say, when that DCA over the next couple of months or 6 months or whatever it is until our bull market, when that wallet reaches the value of a trust, you pay for it. You see where I'm going with all this? Let your crypto work for you. This is what most Bitcoin people know, and a lot of altcoin people haven't been through a lot of good bull markets. But for instance, this property that I have, okay, I believe it was 22 Bitcoin. It would have cost me 22 Bitcoin to buy this property. Okay, 8 years ago. The property has doubled in price, and now it would only cost 4 Bitcoin. 8 years ago, 22. Today, 4. And the property value in dollar terms has doubled. Okay? That's what XRP people are about to figure out. If you keep your coins and they keep going up against inflation or the printing of the US dollar, you're going to look back and say, I didn't buy a $20,000 trust. I bought a $5,000 trust because my coins went up 5 times. Okay? Everything gets cheaper to crypto from here going forward the rest of your life. I really need you to understand this. Sure, it goes like this, and I get all that, but it slowly goes like that. Your life, lived it through a crypto monetized life, will always get cheaper the older you get. Life gets cheaper for you. Anybody that's owned Bitcoin for as long as I have will tell you the same thing. They get it. They understand it. That's why I say Bitcoin's a collateral. It's a storage of wealth. It's done things against the dollar that no other thing has done. Anyway, it's not a Bitcoin show. Viking cat in the house. Love it. You missed the cat earlier. Ruined my screen here. I've got this thing up that I can't seem to get away, but I don't need to see myself anyway. I'm used to shooting videos and just staring at the camera lens. So, you know, I got to chat. What else does a man need? Yeah. Yeah. Uphold won't let you to cold storage. Yeah. Somebody told me that. I was like, what are you people doing over there at Uphold? I love those guys. I meet them at the show every year. And please, they got to be more fluid than that. Yeah. Stump Rider and I had a great conversation. Hey, brother, good to hear you. I just spoke to him for the first time. And it was, I don't know, Friday? Was that Friday? Friday or Saturday? I don't remember. The days are coming together. Laddie Daddy. Allan, isn't it better to put your crypto in trust in bear market? Then when it increases, you don't have to pay realized gains. Okay. Let me go over that real quick. It's a great question. When you, no matter when, if you bought the XRP at a penny and it's now $1,000, okay, that's a capital gains of that. Clearly, it's a massive one. What I'm talking about is you're going to sell your crypto to your trust. And your dollar cost average, to the best of your knowledge, and by the way, it's not going to be an accountant, you know, with a abacus figuring out what everybody paid to the cent of every coin, that it's going to be a rough, what did it cost you for this much that you sold? So you've sold it now to your trust. Now your trust owns your wallet. By the way, you don't have to close your wallet. It's still your wallet. You still hold the wallet. You are the wallet holder. It's just a piece of paper that's been notarized that says he sold this to that trust. Instead of it being Allan Staple, it's Staple Trust, right? Now they own it, not me. Allan doesn't own it anymore. The trust does. Okay. That price in which you put it in there at is owed to you the rest of your life. The capital gains tax is completely deferred as long as you choose it to be. 50 years, 3 generations from now. So the trust will never incur a capital gains tax. If it does, it's like 2%. It's very minuscule. Okay. That is your strategy. That's your play. And now you say, well, how do I get all those millions out of there? How do I do that? Well, the trust has an obligation to maintain your life, because you are the product. You sold this to the trust. You're in control of the trust, and only you are in control of the trust. Nobody can get into your trust. No government into your trust. No lawyers can crack it and just go, oh, yeah, we're coming after you for whatever you're worth. No, that's not going to happen to you anymore. No matter what, they try and sue you. All the money's in the trust. It's not in Allan. Right. So although when you went from 1 penny to $1,000, all of that profit that is now in the trust gets spent to protect you in the trust. What does that mean? What is the cost of business, right? What is the cost of business of your life? Well, let's see. You need a new car. You need a new roof. You need to pay medical bills. You need to every expense you can imagine virtually other than food, the trust will pay for you the rest of your life. That's what happens to all those hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in your trust. It buys everything you deem important to the trust in your life, the rest of your life. Hope that makes sense. I'm going to explain it similar to that in a million different ways. That's as simple as I can make it. So it doesn't matter when you put it in. It only matters when you sell it to the trust. You don't want to sell it to the trust after you've already sold it at Coinbase. That's impossible to do, right? So it doesn't matter if you put it in a bull market or a bear market, this particular trust. Hopefully I answered that as clearly as possible. We've got a million questions here, and I'm supposed to do a show tonight, and everybody's blowing me up here all of a sudden. I don't know what it is about trust. Everybody loves a good trust, don't they? I mean, it's fun. Let's see. Maybe somebody different. Miles. Viking Cat, I've never been able to move all of my ISO coins at cold storage. Uphold. Yeah. Uphold. Good fun, isn't it? David. Oh, you guys are talking Uphold here. I don't know which day's turn. That's. Yep. Frankie Sanchez, brother. What happens if the price of the coin sold to the trust goes down? Does the amount owed to you go down as well? No, because you sold it. You sold it to them today at whatever it is, 54 cents. If it goes to 30 cents, it doesn't matter. They still owe you the 54 cents. You got a deal on the barrelhead. You have a notarized note, bill of sale that says, hey, I sold it to that trust for 54 cents. Right? Yeah. It is going, I see where you're going with that. It is going to be up to you to make sure that you don't overspend the value of that, because then you're like, you can't spend money that isn't there. Okay. Right. Yeah, people like Uphold. I do too. What I'm learning now with these trusts, and what I'm learning more about the legalities of money and the financials of it all. The one thing I want everybody to kind of understand is I love iTrust Capital. Don't get me wrong. But once you go to iTrust Capital and you put your money in iTrust Capital and you're not 59 years old, you're going to have problems. Because they have basically said, okay, we just believe in however the IRS wants to handle you, is that you've signed essentially at the bottom line saying, yeah, okay, I adhere to all these tax codes that are piled on the back end of all of it, your IRA and your 401k. I don't like to give up my rights or my ability like that. So that's why I prefer the trust. And what I'm trying to say to a lot of people are going, Allan, should I just put all my money in iTrust Capital because it's tax deferred and I don't have to pay any tax after 59 years old when I take it out? Well, what if you want to take it out before then? What if you want to spend it today? What if you want to you can do all that through a trust. You can spend it today. This is all I'm trying to say. It's just a matter. It's slicker. It's what the wealthy do. It's what everybody who has a lot of money figures out in the long run. And it's a better way. Trust me. They're trying to get the sheep all in the corral of the IRA and the 401k. So they know that they can always make stock market number go up. And that's really what that is. But when the smart sheep like you and I are becoming kind of find a way out of the fence and we get smart on our own, they're like, well, okay, we'll let those guys in our club because those are smart enough sheep to get out of the corral And, they're clearly not complete idiots. So they figured it out. They figured our game out, and they figured out the green pasture is really over here. And okay, we'll let a few in. We just can't let them all in. We don't really want to help mankind. We want the rules for us to be different than the rules for the rest of the sheep. You're just getting to be a smarter sheep. You're not just following the tail in front of you. You're putting on a thinking cap. You're listening to people like me and a lot smarter than me tell you, hey, the wealthy aren't doing it like the way you're doing it. I don't mean to insult your parents, but the wealthy don't do finances or make financial decisions or buy trades or sell trades or invest their money the way your parents told you. The whole Rich Dad, Poor Dad book right there. You probably grew up with a poor dad. And I'm not insulting your father because he's probably a brilliant man in a lot of ways. My point is, money is a skill. Holding on to it is a skill. Knowing how the game is played is knowledge and wisdom. And not everybody has those two things because they're really, really busy earning the skill, earning the money. The skill of how to make more money is one skill set. How to save it is another skill set. And how to make sure that the three-letter agencies don't take it from you, including the system, is yet another learning process. And that's what we do here. We figure all that out together. Okay? Sometimes I sound like I'm preaching here. I know it's weird. Sometimes I listen to my playbacks and I'm like, why does anybody listen to that guy? I just think, gosh, what's he on about now? Anyway, I'm trying to make us all smarter. Hopefully that's happening. Yeah, why is divorce so expensive? Because it's worth it. That's right. How much would you recommend money you have? Listen. In crypto to start this trust? Oh, yeah, I already hit that one, kind of, didn't I? To start a trust, well, in the U.S., capital gains tax is whatever it is, 18%, right? Soon to be 44, depending on who wins the election, probably. And I'm not just saying that. That's what their plan is 44%. So if your trust costs you 20 and your capital gains tax, if you're only going to sell $100,000 worth of crypto in profit, then you're 2,000 short of what it would cost you. So I'd say, well, you probably don't need it. If you only sell 100,000 profit of crypto, then you don't need a trust. Remember, that's all you're going to sell is 100,000 the rest of your life. So what I'm saying is if you're over 150, it's already paid for itself in profit. And let's remember, if you DCA back to what you paid for the crypto, you can trade the crypto today. Because a lot of people I know people that have bought in and their DCA number is 10, 15 cents on XRP in particular. Well, they're up 4 and 5 times their money now. So trust to them is only $4,000 or $5,000. So it's worth it to them. Because they got in, they got a great price. You understand? So remember, every $100,000, you're going to pay 18%. Or every million you cash out, it's going to cost you $180,000. Go straight to Sleepy Joe. And you're like, well, why would I pay? He didn't take any of the risk. I took all the risk. I took the humiliation at the barbecue. Nobody else took it. I did. Why does he get 180 grand of my $1 million? You're not a wealthy man. Why are you paying those kind of numbers? That's right. You shouldn't be, and you won't be. That's my point. So when you start making enough profit, when crypto starts going up and you're looking at $2 to $5 to $10 to $15 to $25 for an XRP coin, you need a trust. Otherwise, you're going to pay out the nose in capital gains tax. And I do not want you doing that. Those people don't deserve your hard-earned investment. That's why I'm doing this whole show. It's turned into a trust show, but I'm answering these questions as they come up, as I see them. But Thursday night show is going to be more about exit. All right. Let's see what else we got here. How long have I been going on here? Almost an hour. Holy smokes, this is fun with you guys. Really, honestly, I was asked this the other night. What do you get out of doing a YouTube show? Like, what, because honestly, this channel doesn't make any money. It's comical how little it makes. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's the numbers. And every day you think about the show. Every day I'm thinking. Every day it makes my mind work. Every day I think about you guys. Every time I call one of you and I talk to you and I hear about your wife. I got to talk to two incredible people, Marcus and Yolanda, yesterday. The incredible people I got to meet. And now I got to talk to them I must talk to them for an hour on the phone, just about what he's got going on, where his life is, what's happening, what's going on with your dog's name, what do you do on the weekend, what makes you happy. That's the human element that we have here. Like, I live in the middle of nowhere. I wouldn't have a human element if it wasn't for you guys, and I get that now with this channel, and it's priceless. I can't even put it into words what this show has meant to me. And I say it all the time, but it's true. I love you all for just being you. Just be you. I don't need you to be like anybody I tell you to be. No, I'm not that guy. You be you. And I don't care what color your political coat is. I don't give a damn. I'm sick of the whole thing, to be honest. I don't even want to get into that. It's too close and everybody's too sensitive. I get it. Johnstown, what is the trust website you recommend? Okay. I highly recommend Nexus. Nexxess. Nexus. 2 X's, 2 S's. They will hand you someone to give you a trust. If you want to just go to the company, go to the site, look it up, and they'll send you somewhere to somebody. Rather than doing that, I would rather you called me or emailed me. Because the difference is I know 2 or 3 good people in all the regions for the company, but in particular, I know one really good person, and that's April. And she does an amazing job with clients. And we do a Zoom call together, you, her, and I. And that Zoom call is recorded, and you get to watch it. And her whiteboard presentation is you, your numbers, your family, your ideas, your situation, this and this and that. I don't know anybody else in the company that does that. Now, that doesn't mean they don't, but it's something I always suggested to her with every client, because I know I went through it. And when somebody did that for my IBC policy, and we got to watch it over and over and over and over again, it's your life. It's like somebody doing a whiteboard presentation about your life. It's so cool, because you talk about a light bulb moment. It's just clicks. The other reason I say that is because it doesn't cost you a nickel more to use me and April than if you go to the company and get some stranger. It doesn't save you a dime. It doesn't cost you anything for her and I to hold your hand through the initial meetings. Not a dime. And why would you want to do it with anybody else? For God's sakes, here, people. Think about it. I mean, it's making me crazy busy, but honestly, I can't wait for the day that almost all of us are set up like we know what we're doing, and then you're impenetrable. You're this trust of knowledge, and your kids and your family and your people around you are going to be set for life. It's not enough just to get rich by number go up. It's bigger than that. This is big, guys. We have to nail this thing. I don't know how many shots you're going to have at this, right? We need to get this one right. The beautiful thing about having an ironclad trust, and you don't trust me, you can go to a different attorney and it would probably be half the price. You just can. I know you can. I don't know whether it's going to hold up against the IRS or a lawsuit or anything else. I know this one does. It's been challenged hundreds of times and never been broke. Well, I talk about the couple of times it has been broken, but that's been like both those trusts should have been broken. One man was a criminal. I mean, anyway, I don't want to get into that. I don't need to sell the product. This product is something I've been looking for a long time. I did what everybody else does. In fact, I was just talking to a guy today about it. What we all do is we hear about a really good idea. And then the first thing we say is, well, let's find the holes in it. How can it break? How can it rip me off? How are they going to pack up the bags and just leave? This company in particular, when I'm done doing 2 or 3 videos with you that you get to record and you'll get to have for life, and you can share it with your kids and your family, and you can see what we did here. When you go to the company, you know what they recommend? You go to the building to do it. You go to sit down with them. You know where their building at, their office is. You get to meet the staff. They want you to do that. They don't want you to do it online. They want you to fly to Dallas and sit your butt in the chair with all your paperwork and do it all together and then go to lunch with each other. That's why I love these people. They're the real deal. This is exactly how I would run a business if I were to do a business. So you don't have to do it that way. I know our time is precious, but it's, yeah. Anyway, I am definitely rambling on now. Caleb and Bree, Professor, that Caleb and Brown fee is already baked into every exchange. I don't let him keep it in the end. Yeah. Totally agree. That is an actual fact. Caleb and Brown is no more expensive than Coinbase. Trust me, I know. I know the difference. Yeah. We got Jetpack just showed up in the house. Guys, it's been over an hour. We're going to talk about all the stuff that we just talked about Thursday night, only more focused upon exit strategy. It's so important, guys. I see Peter Lent. Peter, love you, brother. Good man, and his son. Derek is good people. Let's see here. Last question of the night. Peter Lent. I share your concerns for Coinbase. I believe they're also a custodian for the, yeah. They are a custodian. That whole thing is sketchy. As we all know, it's one of those deals that if you honestly knew what goes on behind the scenes, you wouldn't leave your coins there. I'm just going to tell you that. It's just, don't leave your coins there. Please. That's all I have to say about those guys. And remember now, okay, I know one person, one X person, and one person that's in the top 5 of that company. head of personnel, I believe she is. Yeah. So I'm not trying to say anything bad about that company on YouTube here. That's not necessarily what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say that they've bent over backwards to be compliant. And whenever you do that to the system and the man, if you will, you become vulnerable to them telling you what you're going to do to the people that you're there to represent. That's been my opinion. And I have to tell you, I've seen it happen time and time and time again. So when they became legitimate, it scares me. Always does. Yeah. All right, guys. I need to get out of here, save my voice. And if you have sent me an email in the last 2 weeks now, I'm sorry. I will try and get to you tomorrow or the next day. This week is what I'm hoping. Okay. So don't lose faith. Don't lose patience. I'm getting to you people. Okay. I will get there, and we will figure out whether or not you need a trust immediately, or you can wait to where it's going to be a little bit cheaper for you and a little bit more profitable in the long run. Okay. So with that, I don't see any other questions there for me. Thank you all very much. I will see you same time, 5:30 Western and 8:30 Eastern on Thursday night. And I will have a similar show, only a little more exact content. Tonight was really just talking about what IBC used to be show here on Tuesday nights. Oh, I have a very special show for you all. Okay. Next Tuesday. You have to watch next Tuesday's show. I won't be on the show. It's just going to be a recorded meeting with a very special individual about IBC. It's a privilege that we were able to record that show. It's about an hour long. And the host is a real moron, just like, the guys, you just look at him and you're like, what a jerk. Why doesn't that guy just shut up and let the other guy talk more? One of those kind of hosts. And he's wearing this dumb Staple Crew hat. Other than the host, the video is brilliant. You're going to love it. Okay. That's going to be next Tuesday night, this same time that this show was. That'll be the last IBC show there is. And with that, guys, I am out.